Everyone...
If she knows that about you, she must...
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie. Agent to la puta madre.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. All of this just means that you're effective. I don't know. Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both. Of you? No, not really. You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition?
She's not going to change. Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular? Or...
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened? Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had two guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about... That sound about right?
No idea. Satellite Officer Vicmere looks out of the window grimly, then puts his coffee down. Let's go home, John. Nothing's going to happen today, she responds quietly. John takes his blonde wig off. Call Heidelstein. He can give us a ride.
I've faced worse.
She hasn't. She hasn't gone up against 3 armed people before, and she believed.
What bunker? Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond.
You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but... She looks at the machine as...
Oh, fuck it. Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down.
Oh, yes it is.
You should know the words to say. You've been here yourself. So why is it not coming to you? Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. Her finger squeezes the trigger now. No, wait. She flashes you an incredulous grin. Then she exhales. You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair.
Fuck. We clean up. It may take days for processing to pick up her body. We need to move it somewhere. That tent there.
plain red tent, you see a rolled-up sleeping bag.
We should put her in the sleeping bag, so the rats don't get to her.
The lieutenant nods. There she lies, cocooned in the sleeping bag, surrounded by empty cigarette packs. Magazines. You should look through them. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover. On another, a ghost...
See anything?
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images. You pocket the worn brown leather journal. She watches but...
We should read this immediately. Like...
A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name, Schneller. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald, beloved among... She had good taste and must have taken what she recorded here seriously. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages have been filled. The large cursive of someone who writes quick, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out. With tiny... It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and
We could learn a lot from this.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in...
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my...
Professionalism is his coping mechanism. Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of short wry observations of people and places, probably a way to pass the time on the road. Staff issues, always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful. Nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand. That name isn't mentioned. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre? Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry, or honest. Then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the... Things played out just as she had feared, except it's in you to do something like this. Kill her. Physically, at least. You could pull the... Yes, you could. You'd pull it one... No, stop. He's been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all. But I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. The entry ends. The call was a courtesy. He must have held her in high regard, to personally tell her he knew about her plan to run drugs for the competition. The most recent entry is even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run. Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
I don't think she killed the mercenary. It looks like she might...
This whole thing was a deep... Don't get emotional.
By the Hardy Boys? By Glacier? By us? No, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure.
He truly does not believe you are. Perhaps he shouldn't be so trusting.
Glacier was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, one thing is for certain. We have business back in the world.
Stop. Just up ahead. What you have isn't enough. You'll need more firepower. Water streams down your pry bar. Or crowbar. Or pry bar. Call it what you will. Be prepared. Wield Rube. What a shitty gun. But it's better than nothing. This is not the time to discuss preferences.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk.
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. There's something very wrong with him.
Shh.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kypt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can...
He is facing overwhelmingly peaceful. Nest in your abdominal cavity like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this?
The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there.
If this turns into a firefight,
A sound strategy. He's the leader.
my plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene. The Mercenary Tribunal.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
I think he's calmed down.
Pig fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just...
With a wordless gurgle, the leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, your fingers holding the grip of a gun that has just taken a life tingle. Go for... No, wait. It's good you have that gun. It really is. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out first. Peace. Always peace. It has worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have, then move down from that. Please.
Who the fuck is that?
Glacier, the woman upstairs, where is she?
She left! She left! Her room's cleaned out! Right before these...
We should have arrested her.
You can feel how upset he is with himself. Just for a second.
Hey, Bushman! Your little cunt isn't gonna help you out of this one!
For God's sake, tell him the Hardys didn't do it. Present a case.
Yeah? Who did? How fucking convenient. You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? How about the kid? Tell me. Magic fuck.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead cop marshal won't decide who...
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him, all together. Titus said, we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud, in a public place.
You're lying.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
Fucking liars.
The shot rings in your ears. A low, tinny ring. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over.
I missed.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end a Sunday night.
That doesn't sound good. What topic? Shots have been fired. Act before it's too late. This was a close call.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer. Owen Cloven.
All of you cunts inside out. Rip you up.
Perhaps it's for the best. Him not talking too.
The gunner. The raddest. The killer. What do you think he...
There, on the rim of Owen Cloven's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21. About 50 little stick figures. These men served in Seminai, the native islanders.
Huh?
What are we waiting for? Let's blur...
Lance Corporal! Just fucking shut up and wait for you.
He is not used to commanding or leading. He feels uncomfortable. He'd rather shoot to kill.
Yes. So what? Nah. I'm clear as day.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to...
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal. You think I care what that company cunt thinks? She's gone, you stupid fuck! Sailed off fine. Stay cool! Don't do any... The company bitch is gone. Laylee's cunt is gone. Laylee's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
Guys, I just get in the way.
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
They're huddled close in a formation. Still, the rest will stay. Even if it means dying here with him. Alright, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. I have some trivia to get him interested in facts.
What always happens when you get good at your job? That name meant night raids. Fucking extrajudicial funky time. Burned. The same thing happened when we were called whatever the fuck it was. Probably won't be called Crenell Not after...
Okay, it's not much. But he's Now fire. Fuck them up. Do it. The muscles on your back tense up. Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Yeah, I don't fucking act so well. Laylee had a hard-on for making faces for you natives. Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this...
As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his arm... Cortiner. Major Raoul Cortiner.
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer. You're all sentenced to death by lead. Our colonel did what he had to do. It was either one cunt or 100 of them. Rude here.
In your ship pipes right in the fucking...
He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates. Wipe out mud huts like that.
He was a good commander. I can...
Oh yeah! He would have commanded this fuckhell way better than I did. Fucking murdered him. Had him stink the village up for 2 weeks after.
Listen, man.
Told us what? What did you say? Who said that? Tattoo fuck! You'll die first! Fuck do you mean? Talk.
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic. Nice guy to be around.
Yeah. He liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets. Squeeze a bit of... If Laylee was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me... I'm not a big...
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby... It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down clogs. Find his killer. Cop. His killer stands... I know what this tactic is, Silo-san. You're gonna die for them.
Big talk, but you got him to admit he's a bad leader. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
What's the matter, loincloth? Got your mouth full of dick? Think I'm gonna...
Shit, this is it. Tell him anything. Tell him you have more information.
Rude. Kill him.
The porcelain man raises his rifle and takes aim at you. An Easter AR-FA-7, built for taking out light armored vehicles. It will devastate you. You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it. His absolute destruction. God, you're so frail. Too frail to think from the corner of your eye. He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can take you out. The shot rings and you stumble. Something violently tugs at your shoulder, pushing you backwards with incredible force. A volcano of burning pain erupts from your left shoulder.
God, please.
He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet. Then, 2 shots ring and you hear a scream. But you're too hurt to see who got hit. Blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back. Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso.
Oh God, watch out.
You see 2 cold eyes looking at you through all the smoke and panic, and a pistol raised, aiming at your chest, point blank. Then the man squeezes the trigger. A look of happiness. His eyes seem unnaturally bright, shining like stars. Something in the fear must distort him.
Here it comes. Death.
You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it. The Hardy Boys are yelling. Someone is running, jumping over you. In the background you hear gunfire shatter glass. It's Titus with a splat like meat. You hear bullets rip into him. He's not gonna make it. Feels slick and warm with blood. The pain is too strong to know what has happened there. Even clutching to your consciousness takes everything you got. Most of what's down there. You can also feel the nothing, a persisting darkness, dancing lights of pain, distant shadows.
You're bleeding out. Stay with me. Yes, keep talking. You hear me? Stay awake.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds a shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising his pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands. No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. That's all it takes. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant, you hear a roar of pain, a death scream. The sound disappears like someone pressed stop.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door.
The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. And rotting. And being disinfected.
He can't go. Not before there is a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go through it.
The engine of a...
No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you...
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Sunrise, Parabellum. Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day. 2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water. It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
Dramamine? Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad. But still...
Sunrise Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely. Yes, we have also completely failed. But that's okay. What happened? We tried to take the diplomatic route and hoped they wouldn't attack first. They did. As retaliation, the rifleman shot you. He hit. With his carabine. I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me.
This is not the first person to die.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo died before they made it to intensive care. Titus died in a hospital. Yesterday. Alain and the young musician, I forget his name. Yes. You were bleeding out. I think you said you lied about being an amnesiac. And you warned me. I was able to disarm the Major before he got the jump on me.
Thank you. Although...
I was not able to kill him, as I should have. Crenel took him. A stray bullet killed the Pole, though. And that's what happened. Yes. 4. Glenn, Theo, Angus. The fat one. He took a lot of bullets. And Titus. He's in a private hospital across the river. Crenel claimed him from the local butcher shop where Titus died. Turns out we won't get to him anymore. The good news is he's not coming here either. I did some damage. All. Yes, officer. 7 people are dead.
+1.
But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. And we...
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies.
Pretty bad, officer. You've suffered 2 wounds. The first is below your shoulder. The bullet passed through your shoulder blade. The second shot hit you in the thigh. The left quadriceps. No major arteries were nicked, but the bullet had to be removed. Bacterial infection. We will see. No.
A man and a woman sit in the front seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicmer, back to that shithole, he says.
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site. I'm sure they're worried about you. I did. No need. Not very. I have a concussion from the Major beating me with the butt of his gun. I tried to... Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see him coming. Stupid of me. Easy now. How are you? Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Freighter. I honestly don't know. Do you? Because we can't talk to Everhart. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in the... Yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from sending in a death squad. Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone, and Classio too. We really should have arrested her, you know? Guard confirmed she left 20 minutes prior to the tribunal showing up. I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect. Don't be narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are his peonies. Even if you are, it is...
That does make some sense.
What? Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have...
He's wrong.
Okay. I don't know. That's been there for years. Yes. God curse the footprints, not solving the case for us. Au diable. We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else? It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless. We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol...
But they seemed so mysterious.
No need to be melodramatic.
He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
It really is very hard. No. Are you ready to limp? Good. Where do you want to limp to?
The lieutenant did mention doing more ballistics.
Why not? Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know.
The bathroom mirror had... These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be...
I had Gart open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. Back there on the plaza, I think you very nearly had a heart attack. Alcoholism has damaged you more than bullets have. We should go.
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S.
A gift. It's hardly surprising. I am not drawing my gun, yet. But I don't...
I'm sorry. I fucked everyone. You see the same two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman, only now a red thread bisects the room, pointing from the end.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth to the roof outside, A prime, to then widen into a radius of locations in Martinez, B prime. It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible angles, from a point beyond the island in the bay.
She was there that night. She would have known precisely.
She had a long time to think about it after.
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her? I find that hard to believe, but at this point, what unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna? That is where the thread seems to point. So it is.
For a second he seems tired.
I just haven't gotten a lot of sleep.
He doesn't really believe this will yield anything.
Of course. I mean, how do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone. Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended maybe putting it a bit generously, though. I had a great view of you doing nothing to stop those psychopaths.
He really wants you to realize that he was also on the balcony looking by.
I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, the drinks are not. Just felt I needed to specify that. Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business. Ah, them. Nice people, but no. Lena said they were going back to Jamrock. I'm glad she got out of here before all that. Bullets flying and stuff. People inside were quite terrified, you know. I had to take action and step out. Yes, you know, and I went outside and took care of it.
He's almost completely forgotten what this began with.
I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a fad. Yeah, I was, yeah.
It really took courage. Don't pick at him. He nods back at you. Just two badass make that three. The lieutenant is nodding too, hands crossed.
No problem.
Seeing you approach,
Oh, it's you. Didn't think we'd see you walking anytime soon. Elaine, look.
Huh? What?
He's very...
Our condolences for your losses.
Does he look like...
He does not. His unshaven face is almost grey, and he reeks of piss, sweat, and booze. While still alive, he has abandoned his own body to decomposition.
He wasn't. That's the thing. Titus, Theo, Dennis, Angie, Elizabeth, they're all...
There's nothing left. Nothing.
This is a broken man. He probably feels that he should have been able to protect the others somehow. And now he feels guilty for not dying with them, or instead of them. I'm not suggesting much. All I'm saying is, he lost everything.
The eyes looking back at you. He's not gonna get over it.
Damn songbird of misery, that one.
And do you have any information on these?
Scott said she took off sometime before the firefight. That's all. Trying to remember if there was anything... Oh, yeah.
Titus.
What's gonna happen to the Hardy Boys? Look around you, man. This shit is done. There are no more Hardy Boys. No, man. I don't know. I guess the Union will still be policing the neighborhood, but who's gonna do it now? Tiberius, he don't want to get mixed up in our shit. Titus has been, but he's got his window fitting business, a wife with 2 kids, and a 3rd one on the way. No way he's gonna leave all that. Yeah, you too. Both of you. We shouldn't have fucked with you like we did. You got between us and a lot of bullets in that fight. Matinees owes you one.
That's kind of you to say. Take care of your friend, okay?
I will. You take care of yours.
A sharp pain shoots up your side and into your stomach. You must... The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. The lieutenant crouches.
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh.
Everyone says you started crying in the middle of a firefight and then bled like a pig. I guess that was cool. Cool. That's very cool. Just don't think because you got half your dick shot off and you're an invalid now, Kuno's gonna treat you different. Kuno doesn't reward weakness. It's business as usual with Kuno. Kuno's cold like that.
Feels good for some reason.
Watch out, pig. Who knows?
Officer, what happened? You're wounded. What?
You're not limping. She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee.
Look at you, you can barely walk. Doesn't look like nothing. Looks like you've got banged up real good. What happened to you anyway? We heard gunshots from the town.
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
Of course. Can I help you with something? That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull, I just got it nice and yellow, and no drinking on the boat.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two.
Aye.
The crow's feet disappear from the corners of her eyes as she smiles at you.
Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please be conservative with the fuel.
A skiff, once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally.
boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. In the silence, a sputter of...
Let's go.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Ah, yes, so it seems. For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of...
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch. The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away, 100, and on the islet, there is almost no wind. Just the light movement of air through the reed, like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work. A silent hiss. Sea air move, the faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand, a low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete. Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there, called a mamadakwa.
Yes?
Momentarily, the sounds are swept away. Pain.
I have. Is that why we're stopping?
ICM. This feels familiar somehow.
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the communal.
Sounds an awful lot like.
It does. The RCM may descend from the... It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join...
Nice political thoughts. It's going to be hard to say them. Carrying around all that weight on a busted crutch is making you pant.
No one remembers the ICM. The connotation is less important each year. No. An upside...
With its horns in the sky. The symbol of the commune.
No, that's the...
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda.
After 44 years? That's not nearly... One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets.
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of...
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
A flash of pain interrupts...
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead. Yes, any time.
You don't... Books and magazines, like most, are soft covers. Serialized fantastique and detective stories, popular depictions of man versus nature by among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized...
Someone's made themselves a home.
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. The... Soft covers, serialized soft covers, serialized fantastique, and oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Ouzia. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him. It's making a strong comeback. After all...
That one student did have some, yes. It's still out of the ordinary.
The little books seem inconsequential next to the big pile of frivolous entertainment covering... Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel. A frequency...
The console of an antique computation device. There was a generator upstairs with wires coming up. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé. Sounds like this device was used to control the electronics here. Maybe it still does.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer.
We need to restore power before using this, officer. There was a generator that you missed. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has something in it.
The boat engine.
There's barely anything left. That won't work. But officer, then we would have to swim back to the mainland.
The consul stands by, mutely. Urgence, over. reads a dial key. Allumer reads another. The frequency band says Radio Diffuser. Nothing happens.